Where is it going? Because it's not going past the firmament. This is what people are saying, guys. Look. Yo, it looked like it just went through water. No way. What is going on here, guys? What the? Shh. Did you even see it? Look. I knew it. I knew it. I'm not sure what just happened, but it looked like it went through water. Remember, as above, so below. But as you can see, guys, I do not think it passed the firmament. This is what people are saying. I would not know, guys. I was not up there in that rocket or wherever that thing was. People are saying that they've been trying to crack that glass ceiling for decades, and it never worked out. Shh. Shut up! I mean, they keep trying, and nothing seems to work. You know why it doesn't work? Because this video's for entertainment purposes only, bro. We're good. Just a spaceship flying through sky, going through whatever it's going through. I don't know, guys. You seen that? It looked like it went through water. Let me know what you think. I'm out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Death by Doomscroll. I'm Anti-Woke Man, and man, shit just keeps getting crazier and crazier. You know, I wanted to have a good mix of comedy and crazy stuff going on, but as I went through my hourly, maybe a little hour and a half scroll of what's going on, I didn't find a lot of funny stuff. I found a lot of crazy stuff, and I don't know what to think about most of it. You know, it seems like we are living in a crazy timeline where the most craziest shit is going on minute by minute. I mean, every time I turn my phone on and bring up X, there's another crazy ass story, and it's just, there's a reason we call it Doom Scroll. It's just doom story after doom story after doom story. So, I mean, I guess we should get right into it right now, huh? So I'm just going to get right into our first clip right here.
It's not what we asked for, but it's what we're getting. If you don't realize this yet, the digital ID surveillance structure is completely being rolled out, and it's happening fast, like right now. Starmer mentioned it last year that if you don't have digital ID, you're not going to have a job.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free-of-charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID.
And now King Charles is talking about how they're rolling out the digital ID system.
My ministers will also proceed with the introduction of digital ID that will modernize how citizens interact with public services.
And this meeting with Xi Jinping is not a coincidence. Trump brought all his tech bros with him, and they are installing this overarching surveillance system for the world. And all these countries that seem to be at odds with one another, they're not. Most of these countries are working together, even though they look like they're opposing each other. And the only countries that are really opposing this entire system are those that have a rule of law based on religion. Countries like Iran. And so those are the countries that are going to be resisting this the most, of course, because they believe that the rule comes from a higher power, not from the governing body. And if you don't want to participate in this system, I honestly think it's too late. Like, you've been a part of digital ID for years. Every time you unlocked your phone, every time you did a Google search, every time you left the country, every single thing that you've done that involves technology has involved a surveillance component for years and years and years. And so all of the information that these systems need to understand who you are and what you look like are already fully constructed. It's pretty obvious if you just look at all the data centers they're building, that they're clearly not for just processing our AI transactions. You know, like, there is a clear focus. We're going to be the AI capital of the world. We're going to be the surveillance capital of the world. And it's going to be headquartered out of DC under the ballroom. This is the advancement towards a one world government. This is going exactly to plan. And you had to be a conspiracy theorist to believe that this was happening a number of years ago. And now you have to be a conspiracy theorist to think that it's going to work out okay. And actually, as a conspiracy theorist, self-proclaimed, I believe there is a path where this actually works out. But it requires you to think like a complete crazy person to believe that to be true. So I'll be happy to go down that rabbit hole with you in another video here later. But in the meantime, you have to start asking yourself the question, what am I willing to accept? And what am I willing to fight for?
Well, digital ID has been in the works for a long time, and it's here, whether we realize it or not. AI has been around way longer than we realize it, and I'm interested to see what this guy's going to say that our options are to resist it. I'm pretty sure resistance is futile at this point. You know, way back to AOL. From the invent of the internet, they've been collecting data on everybody. Everything we do. People didn't understand for so many years why data is so, why data has such worth. It is the single most valuable thing on planet Earth, basically, is your data. Because they will use it to control you in ways that you don't even realize yet. It's crazy.
I don't care.
Okay. Also, I think they faked the Gulf of Tonkin incident to get us into Vietnam. Also, production of heroin ramped up to 94% of the world once we had occupied Afghanistan. Like, what? Like, how much of that's real? All of it. Plus, the United States, the CIA rather, sold heroin or sold cocaine in LA ghettos to pay for the Contras versus the Sandinistas in Nicaragua. That's all true, too. That's real. Like, there's conspiracy theories you can get into that are fucking real.
And you don't mind people, you don't care what people say about you.
Well, I mean,
If they say, no, he's foolish.
I am foolish. I'm a foolish person.
Well, I think that gives you superpower to just say, I don't care what you think about me. Yes.
So they'll
and
like hit the brakes every time they can.
Yeah.
They'll fucking
they're like,
throw
that's
a
not how we
little
do
monkey
it.
wrench into the gears.
Yeah.
Slow things down. Make backdoor
exactly.
deals. Yeah.
Just like crazy.
I've talked to Tulsi about it, and she's like, it's so nuts. There's people that are in charge of these certain offices, and they just stop you from doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like,
Now, this is where I think I want to talk about Trump. You know, Trump wanted to do all these things, and then he gets into office, and he's all of a sudden not doing all these things. And we're like, you know, what the hell? Like, he's betraying us and all this shit. I don't think it's that he's betraying us. I think there's powers greater than the president that he can't do the things that he thought he could do. And I really believe that.
and then you have to try to figure out how to get around
Yeah.
it. Try to figure out how to get, and then you have to wash their back so they wash yours.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's just a lot of every day trying to friggin'. And I'm sure it gets frustrating, and I'm sure there are days when you're like, well, I know I told the people I was going to do that one thing, and I can't do that one thing. I can't even get people to change their mind about what they're going to eat for lunch. It's like,
That's the real scary thing about AI. Is that AI is going to come along and be logical and say, let us handle this.
He's right.
You guys aren't good at this.
I think they're doing that now.
We're gonna
Don't you
all
think
this
they're doing that now?
corruption, all this corruption. We could put a stop
could
to it
weed
immediately.
through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
We
could
could
tell
make
you.
things very efficient.
By the way, you don't think AI could weed out the people in Congress and wherever that have been
Of course.
making
Of
money on
course.
interesting?
Of course.
Yeah, it
The
could
thing
happen in
is-
a second, right?
I don't think they're doing anything illegal currently. I think it's very questionable whether or not it's an ethical thing to do. I don't think it is, but I think as far as the legality of it, it's not. It's not like
Illegal
look,
to invest in a company.
yeah.
They're not going to take it.
Well, they're furious and
Be outraged.
A lot of them are probably paid off. They're paid off to be. There's a lot of paid influencers. That's one thing to take
Oh,
into
yeah.
consideration.
Oh,
when
yeah.
it comes to anything, not like foreign policy issues, pharmaceutical drug issues. There's a lot of people that are paid to have certain opinions. That's fact.
And get it out there.
Yeah, to get it out there, and someone takes advantage of the fact that this person has a large platform, and then they say, hey, this fucking drug price thing is wrong. We're doing something terrible. These pharmaceutical drugs.
terrible.
See how much money they have to spend in order. We have to make sure they're profitable.
We hard on them.
Yeah, this is a crime.
Yeah.
This is a crime to make it cheaper for everybody else. Like, they need all the money.
Do you think that like influencers that are just, the people that are showing you how to do an exercise or how to do your makeup, you think those guys, somehow they get involved, right?
It depends on who they are and how influential they are, but I know that happened during COVID. They paid a lot of people
Yeah.
to promote the vaccines.
Yeah.
They paid people
Yeah.
to promote the vaccines, which is just...
They paid people.
And I think the good thing and the bad thing about the internet is the free distribution of information. There's a good thing about it that I try to focus on is that more people have an understanding of how things are really working than ever before.
And I think that's a big point. I use AI. I try not to, but for like creating stuff for the show or whatever, I use some AI, but it is ultimately going to be our downfall. There's no question about it. And how long that's going to take, I think it's going to be a lot quicker than anybody thinks. Skynet is awake. It's real. But I think they were specifically referencing Trump there, where I think he might have been referencing Trump when he was talking about the cheaper drug prices too. But I think Trump wanted to do a whole lot of things, and he got in, and he found out that because there are powers greater than the president, he can't do a lot of the things that he thought he could. It's crazy. It's crazy. So some of you might have heard about this, and I thought this was very interesting. The Tomb of Gilgamesh that was supposedly found in Iraq. And it connects with portals. Pretty interesting.
A document showed that Hillary Clinton took exceptional interest in the search for the Tomb of Gilgamesh. There is an ongoing conspiracy theory that the real motivation for the invasion of Iraq was to find the Tomb of Gilgamesh. Why on earth would Hillary Clinton be interested in Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh, he was a giant. He was half God, half man. He was on a quest for immortality. I think they really wanted to find his tomb to see if they can do a DNA test.
One of the things that they might have recovered in Iraq was a Stargate.
Saddam was learning how to activate these things. He was getting ready to expose this to the world. His new museum that he had just built with all the information that can prove that there was an ancient advanced civilization and an ancient airport with beings flying and landing here in Iraq. And they were going to expose all of this.
Spaceships.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild. I'm pretty sure there's something about Saddam was actually a CIA operative, or he was co-opted by the CIA or Mossad. Who knows? I don't know. But that's some wild shit. And the Epstein files talked a lot about human DNA cloning, and here they're finding the DNA of Gilgamesh. And now they're going to want to clone him. That's awesome. It's great.
What's up with his hands? This don't look like Leonardo DiCaprio. It looks like he has a bodysuit on, bro. Who's this?
That ain't him.
Who is this right here? Because it looks like he has a bodysuit on, guys. Look at his hands.
That is not.
Nobody's hands is that big. You see how he's moving? He didn't even stop to say hello to the camera, bro. People are saying that he's been replaced and sent somewhere else. I don't know why they would say that. This is Leonardo DiCaprio, or is it? Shut up! Look at that hand, bro. People are saying that his hand is no different from Thing's hand from the Fantastic Four. Something's going on here, guys, with Leonardo DiCaprio, and we need to figure this out. Something's been going on with these celebrities, bro, ever since all the evidence came out, right? Now they're disappearing, reappearing as new people. This is what people are saying. Like I said, this is Leonardo DiCaprio, bro. He just got a funny haircut. And remember, he's getting older. We're not getting younger, right? Right. Bro, that hair looks like it's about to fall off. It's not a game, guys. I'm tired of this. I'm really tired of joking around because this video is for entertainment purposes only, guys. This is Leonardo DiCaprio. And he's just fine. I don't know what's up with his hands, but that's the same guy. Yo, I don't know what's going on in HW. Let me know.
True Story 718, he's got a lot of really good videos. He comes up with a lot of really good conspiracy theory stuff. And But, it's all for entertainment purposes only. That's it. That's it.
What's that? Oh, shocking information just came out about Epstein and how certain things happened to him that in the conduction of getting him examined after his passing proves that that was not him? What? Tell me more! Yeah, this is wild. According to the files that came out, in particular, it talks about how Epstein is messaging back and forth with somebody about his prostate being gone and how he had to have it removed and how it was this big deal about when he ate certain things and all these things. But then as his body, the body was being examined, it was talking about how certain things in the body had this and that, and then it talked about how the prostate was enlarged. But how could that be if he didn't have a prostate? So since this information is just coming out, I'm wondering if there's going to be some sort of investigating into this. I don't know. Okay.
No, of course not. There won't be any investigation going into it because nothing's ever going to happen. Epstein's alive and well. Everybody knows it. It's not Palm Beach Pete. That's just a psyop. That's just a distraction. I mean, he probably works for Epstein, honestly. But nothing's ever going to happen to anybody involved with Epstein. We already know that. And, these libs and dems that pretend like they care about the Epstein list all of a sudden, like you guys didn't care about Epstein before. So stop acting like you care about it now. The only difference with us now is that all the stuff that we've been saying that they, who turns out to be Epstein and people that he was involved with, were doing is true. It's all true. Everything's true, and it's even worse than we thought. That's really the craziest part of it all. So I don't know what else more to say about that. He's alive, and maybe there will be an investigation, but probably not.
We're supposed to trust them with millions of dollars to sort of remake where we live. It's our city. It's the city of the people, and they have another plan. And, he's saying, build back better. This concept that's got whiskers on it. Everybody says it. And have you ever seen government build back better? I mean, there's still people from the Woolsey Fire living in trailers and stuff, okay? When have you seen the government build back better?
Very
It's
rarely.
just social engineering, environmental regulation, and spending. That's the last thing any of us who've been burned out need are a bunch of bureaucrats telling us how to rebuild our community.
Mel's pissed. Spencer Pratt's pissed. Apparently, Mel Gibson is going to be dropping some big bombshells coming up soon. It has to do with Gavin and a bunch of corrupt Democrats, which is like a synonym. It's the same thing. So coming soon. We'll see what that turns out to be.
This conspiracy theorist thing, it drives me nuts. Okay. We said that there were financiers and former presidents flying to Caribbean islands and underage girls, and we were called conspiracy theorists. We said the virus came from a laboratory, and we were called conspiracy theorists. We said that, hey, the border's wide open and that people on the terrorist watch list are coming into our country, and we were called conspiracy theorists. We said that masks are not going to prevent the spread of the virus, and we were called conspiracy theorists. We were told that the lockdowns were completely fine and there'll be nothing wrong. If you don't do that, you're going to kill grandmother, and you're a conspiracy theorist. The only thing between a conspiracy theory and the fact is you just wait 6 months. Exactly. That's conspiracy theory.
That's all it is. Just wait 6 months. We'll be proven right every time. Every time. It hasn't failed yet. Tell me any conspiracy theory we've been proved wrong about. The Earth might not be flat, but it's still,
Do you like having a state governor who doesn't work with the federal government to fight against fraud? So let's kick Janet Mills to the curb. This guy just said, send him to Gitmo. No comment, sir, but I kind of like sending the fraudsters to Gitmo. We got to get him out of this country, and we got to get him in prison.
We are getting closer to sending people to Guantanamo Bay for causing problems.
Let's
I've
go.
been waiting on this for a while.
For real. I think Ilhan Omar is possibly being thrown out of Congress. there's a few Congress people that are officially being thrown out of Congress, with these redistricting efforts. Thank God, because they were going to hold on to them forever and keep just doing their corrupt bullshit. So I really hope this isn't more Republican all talk, no results bullshit. We need to really start sending these people to prison for real.
You can't justify Chud being put in jail with a $1.5 million bond when Carmelo Anthony had his bond reduced from $1 million to $250K. Like, you just can't rationally justify these two things. The important thing is that the justice system is applied to everybody fairly. And if the justice system isn't applied to everybody fairly, then you don't have a justice system. You have a weapon. You can't just...
It's true. Now look, Chud was a nuisance streamer. He was going around just calling black people the N-word, trying to get a reaction out of people, and he got it. There's so much coming out about this story. I don't even want to talk about it because honestly, it changes minute by minute. And is it okay to go around calling black people the N-word? No, of course not. But it doesn't give you the right to be violent and start attacking people. But the point of it is that Chud they're going to make an example out of him. Why? Because he's white. And you got Carmelo Anthony here who stabbed a white kid to death because he asked him to move. The kid, he got to graduate, nothing's going to happen to that kid. Why? Because he's black. Because they're afraid to jail black men. It's ridiculous. It's supposed to be a fair justice system. And that's what it was all built on. And it's not being treated that way. And it needs to stop. And I'm seeing a lot of pushback. Finally, people are getting sick of it. They're waking up and they're realizing that things need to start being a little more fair, a lot more fair. And we'll see. We'll see what happens, So, now let's get into the real fun part of the show, the doom scrolling. So, as you can see, this is the highest satanic priestess in all Hollywood. This is, Oofala.
This is the highest satanic priestess in all of Hollywood. Michelle Lamy is not just a designer, she is a demon among us. With her disheveled hair and smeared makeup, her dark, deep eyes with no window to the soul. Her skin, marked by henna tattoos, and her golden teeth give her an almost supernatural air, transmitting the darkness she harbors in her being. What she has achieved in the world of fashion transcends the conventional. Her aesthetic is disturbing and senseless, with designs that seem taken from an underworld, something that practically no one would wear. Mixing colors for a dark look and chaotic shapes, each garment tells a story of ancient demons, as she makes them as unique pieces. On several occasions, she has admitted to using animal skins that were given as an offering in the forest for her so-called spiritual retreats. The fashion shows she organizes are rituals in themselves, carried out in cemeteries and abandoned places, where inexplicable events are reported. Some attendees have felt disturbing presences, as if what was once human had transformed into something else, something that resides in the shadows. The models that parade are always people so unusual that they do not really seem to be from this planet. It is known from the mouth of Kanye West that when you enter the world of fashion, if you want to rise you must make a pact with Baphomet, and first you must pass through the hands of Lamy. She introduces them to a world where the line between the human and the supernatural is blurred. Some young people, like Billie Eilish, have gone from looking angelic to adopting a macabre and dark style, all under the influence of this enigmatic designer. By wearing Lamy's clothes, these celebrities or models acquire a dark essence, which causes strange sensations and even changes the face of those who wear them. Did you see the petals fall? Well, look where they fell.
Come on. I mean, this stuff is everywhere, and they're not hiding it anymore. They were before, but they don't care anymore. It's time to get right with God. I'm telling you, if you're not, it's time to, because, man, this shit's crazy. This shit's crazy. So we got this woman, Democrat Michigan House candidate Shelby Campbell, mocks people who pray for child gunshot victims. This is the one who was twerking in her campaign videos, and she had, pot flag and a flag that said pussy power, and she was twerking in front of her kid. She's great. She's awesome. She's wonderful.
Sky Daddy, please, please save the children from being shot with guns. Not by reforming the laws, but just by praying to you. Please, Sky Daddy. Dumb.
This dumb bitch really thinks gun reform, because if you take away the guns, then the criminals won't have guns. These people really believe that. Like, if you're listening to anybody who thinks this way, you're a retard.
My question I ask you is, what fucking surface, what purpose do ticks have? Look at my face and my neck. I can't eat red meat anymore. I can't have any animal byproducts in anything. And it's in everything.
What?
This is alpha-gal syndrome. This is fucked up, man. Fuck ticks. I love to go hiking.
Not anymore.
This is fucking crazy.
So I saw a video where there were boxes and boxes, and I mean, like, it was covering the sky, basically. Boxes and boxes of I guess, ticks that were being dropped onto farmlands. And it's all Bill Gates. Bill Gates doing all this. And here's the proof of that.
All right, I've seen a lot of people talking about ticks here lately, and I'm happy that people are, but I don't think most people who are posting about it really fully understand what's going on with this situation, or at least the major tick issue that's going on, especially in the Appalachian region. I've grown up here my entire life. Yes, it does seem like there's more ticks now than there used to be, absolutely, but that's not really the major issue. We used to be covered in ticks growing up, and we just pick them off of us, but the concern now is this tick right here. It's called the Lone Star tick, and it carries this disease called alpha-gal. And if you get bit by a Lone Star tick that has alpha-gal and you become infected with it, you can never eat red meat again for the rest of your life, as far as we know.
What? What?
Same for pork. You can have what they call fins and feathers. You can have chicken, turkey, and seafood. And that's really about it in terms of the meat department. Anything else causes severe reactions to people. Some people have, to at least most people, some people have mild symptoms, but a lot of people have very severe symptoms. It could be indigestion problems, but I think one of the worst I've heard and seen is a major flare-up, like a rash or poison ivy, but my family member told me it's 10 times worse than poison ivy or poison oak or anything like that, and there's nothing that makes it go away until the red meat kind of gets out of your system. She had a major flare-up from eating something that was cross-contaminated with beef. She didn't even eat beef. It was cross-contaminated with beef at a restaurant, and she had a major flare-up, hives and stuff all over her. This is the major issue right now in terms of the Appalachian region. I can't speak to the rest of the country, but look, I've lived here my entire life. It seems to me as if this just popped up out of nowhere. Okay, and I know a kid as young as 7 years old who has this, can't eat red meat for the rest of his life, just a kid playing out in the woods. So my question is where did this come from? Where did it come from? Was this created in some way? What is going on here? Because this is a major issue that's having long lifetime, as far as we know, lasting impact on children and American citizens, and nobody seems to be talking about this. If you want to talk about ticks and you guys want to actually do some research, look into alpha-gal. Help us out here in the Appalachian region. We don't know what's going on, and this is, quite frankly, it's pretty scary as a parent. Like I said, I used to get covered in ticks. I'm terrified, and I know every parent around here is terrified of their kids to get covered in ticks now, or even to have one tick, because when we were little, you just picked them off, and people can say it's gross, whatever. If you live in a city, that's fine. I don't care about that. But there wasn't like a long-term health. I mean, Lyme's disease, but it wasn't prevalent. This is, like I'm telling you, everywhere. I know dozens of people who have alpha-gal. This is nuts. This is insane, and it's coming from ticks. What is going on right now with the Lone Star tick and alpha-gal? What state are you in? Do you know anybody who has alpha-gal, and have you ever heard of this? Let us know. Maybe this is just an Appalachian thing. I don't know.
That's crazy. That's crazy. For the lifetime, for the rest of your life, you can't eat a burger. You can't eat steak. You can't eat a hot dog. Nothing. What? This story came out yesterday. This video came out yesterday, and I've seen it a couple times. So of course it was bioengineered. Okay, so this shows how they faked all these politicians and leaders getting the COVID shot.
Needle goes into the syringe. There's a tube with a spring in it. So that makes the needle pop right back up. You can put liquid into the syringe, and it'll go up into the handle of the plunger. Doesn't hurt a bit. Needle goes in.
Nothing is real. Everything is fake. We're lied to about everything by everybody. Okay, I thought this was hilarious. I'm just going to play it.
My fellow Americans, enough is enough. We need to call a spade a spade. Trans people don't exist. Let me say it again. Trans people do not exist. I can tape a stick on a horse's head, but that doesn't make it a unicorn. It's a horse, folks. Total horse. These are deeply disturbed individuals who have been manipulated by liars and psychopaths.
That's
in
true.
Positions of influence.
That's true.
They are on mind drugs, very powerful, and they're all addicted to porn. Porno is what some people call it, I believe. Very destructive to the mind and spirit is pornography.
It's AI, folks. It's AI, okay? But, so all truth is, all just, there's some truth in all justice, all right, so just secretly recorded 2 Antifa professors. Where do you get a load of this shit?
I just secretly infiltrated and recorded another live leftist meeting, and you're not going to believe what I heard.
I feel like we really need to just figure out a way to take masculinity as it exists today apart, and to reveal just how violent it is, not just to others but to oneself, and how self-mutilating it is.
What?
To be socialized as a man in our society.
What?
I think there's a lot of really cool avant-garde stuff going on around gender right now. The needle is moving culturally. I feel like the pushback against trans people in the last 5 years, this horrible thing that a lot of people have had to endure, is actually a barometer of the successes that have been made in destabilizing traditional gender roles, normalizing gender nonconformity. And I think that's fucking rad. I wish so many of my friends didn't have to suffer as a result of it.
Ugh, did you just say rad? Fucking dork.
And it sucks. But that's the result of real victories that are being waged by people challenging gender socialization. And I mean, if anybody has any real practical proposals, I'm all ears, but that's where I'm at theoretically.
This meeting was conducted today, April 26, 2026, at Firestorm Books in North Carolina, which is a queer, anarchist, Antifa bookstore with 2 Antifa professors, literal members of Antifa, that teach at colleges and universities, Jared Shanahan and Imam Abdel Hardy. And you can find the full recording over on my Substack, which is Carlin, KARLYN.substack.com. If you want to support the work I'm doing, going undercover in leftist meetings, infiltrating their online trainings, make sure you head over to the Substack and sign up. You can join me live when I do these infiltrations for my spy stream. I've got several spy streams coming up this week, so plenty of time for you to join us to come and see.
Yeah. Destroy masculinity. destroy masculinity. They just want to destroy everything. Normalize this, normalize that. But if you have to normalize something, it's not normal. It's not normal. So this is actually really good. You know, like I said, everything is a lie. Everything we've been taught is a lie. Everything they show you is a lie. This is about January 6th. You want to see what really happened? It's kind of a long video, but hang in there with me with this and really check this out.
Create a hero. Make him the face of January 6th. Put him on every news network. Have him testify to Congress. Beaten unconscious. Heart attack.
Triggering a heart attack.
Tased repeatedly.
And they tased him.
But what if the story doesn't add up? What if the media's perfect martyr is a composite? Meet Officer Michael Fanone and meet Officer B.A. Miller. Watch closely. The media swapped their stories.
At one point I got tased. People were yelling out, got one.
Let's decode the deception. First, the stairs. Fanone claims he was dragged into a violent mob, but when asked for details, it's a blur. A blur? How convenient. Fanone said, I should have brought my mask. But wait. Freeze the frame. Enhance it. Fanone didn't have a mask.
Realized I probably should have brought my gas mask.
Officer Miller did. Who are you really watching on the news? Conflate the officers. Sell the narrative. Now let's look at the brutal beating. Listen to the bloodthirsty mob. Listen again. Listen to the crowd chanting. He's walking. He's talking. They helped him back up. Now watch Tommy Tatum's video. They weren't tearing him apart. They were protecting him. Fast forward, the immediate aftermath. Fanone is safe. He's being examined. Listen like a detective. Does he say the word tased? No. Does he tell the medic his heart stopped? No. Listen to the medic's own assessment.
Where in particular hurting more than others? My head. You get kicked or? Oh yeah. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna check for any fractures. I don't feel any fractures. Look at my finger here. Right line here, right? Look at my nose here. Alright. No obvious severe injuries. Can't find any fractures. Pupils are equal. Open up. Alright, dizzy at all? You stay here and rest until you're feeling better. Thanks, buddy. Need some water to wash out the CS? No, it's fine now.
He's not fighting for his life. In fact, he's laughing. While the media told you he was fighting for his life, what were Fanone and his buddies actually doing? Laughing about hurting protesters.
Dude, after we got you back, they were like, for what it's worth, they were like, we're sorry. What if we just sit down? Will you stop hitting us?
Laughing about Americans begging not to be beaten. And the stolen equipment?
Yeah, they stole my radio too. You know, suspension. Yeah, I know.
Another suspension, huh?
Well, if they're gonna suspend you anyway, tell me they needed to. They said they were taxpayers and they wanted it back. I told them.
See, these people in the Biden years, they were just laughing at us. And guess what? If you let these Democrats in again, it's going to be 10 times worse.
Joking about handing over gear.
And they stole one of my pistol mags too. You mean they stole both of them? They stole mine too, dude. They stole my gun.
Never mentioned a taser to the medics. never mentioned a taser to his fellow cops, claimed he was knocked out for 4 minutes, but the tape keeps rolling. The injuries, not there.
Once again, body cams have become the greatest tool ever. The greatest thing ever. Here's another example.
The mask didn't have one. The deadly mob, they carried him to safety. Take a story, mix 2 cops together, ignore the body cam, hide the medic footage, sell it to Congress, sell it to America. Perjury on display. The Fanon-Miller deception decoded. Stop the lies. Share the truth.
January 6th was a Fedsurrection, so don't give me no shit when you're talking about these riots, these BLM protests, these Antifa, all these protests and riots that go on, and you say, whoa, but what about January 6th? Shut up. Shut up about January 6th. Stupid. It's not even close. And this is probably a liberal right here. Watch how disgusting this is.
I'm currently in a hotel and I am sick, and here's a travel hack for you. If you run out of clothes, you can just stick a pair in here, run the hot water cycle, and then they come out
What the hell sort of malevolent creature are you? What insidious forces would drive you to such execrable behavior, ma'am? Nobody want to start the day with your cup of cooch.
Oh, God.
Nobody need no decaf discharge to start the day. I'm trying to start the day good. Not with your creme de la cooch coffee. You gonna have us thinking there's something fishy with it.
No.
Oh, very good.
Oh, God. Never again. Never again. When I go to any hotel, I'm never using the Keurig. I'm never using a coffee machine in a hotel ever again. Ever in my life. Never. All right. So I wanted to find some funny stuff. And that was the one funny clip I got. So now we're going to get more into what I was saying earlier about, like, every minute there's something more and more crazy coming out. I mean, there was an explosion in Israel just 2 days ago, and nobody knows who did it or where. Of course, they think Iran did it. People are saying it was a controlled explosion, which no, it wasn't, because if it was, people would have been notified weeks or months, days, weeks, months before. Police didn't know about it. Nobody knew about it. All of a sudden, this mushroom cloud just showed up in Israel. I can't pronounce the name of the city it was, but that's one of the things. Trump meets with Xi Jinping. Like, what is going? What? I understand. Like, it's like him meeting with Kim Jong-un. Diplomacy's good. Keep your friends close. Keep your enemies closer. But there's a lot of things happening, man, that just does not make sense. And like he was talking about with the digital ID earlier. These countries that we think are all against each other, they're not. We're not. It's the new world order's here. The new world order's here. It is, and I'm sorry, but everybody's part of it. Everybody, even Trump. And I mean, he's just the best. He's the lesser of all evils, I guess. I hope. I don't know. It might be Putin. Putin might be better. I don't know. Who knows anymore? Who knows? We don't know what the truth is about anything. Wait till you hear this.
We do start with some breaking news out of the UAE, where officials say that a drone attack against a nuclear power plant caused a fire at a generator on the outskirts of the facility. This is a significant attack and likely conducted by the Iranian regime.
New York Times is reporting our military is preparing for another round of attacks, this time more aggressive. The attacks can come as early as Monday. Additional Iranian military targets are on the table. That includes infrastructure. The president's still reportedly considering a special operations raid to pull out the nuclear dust, and possibly a ground assault on Karg Island.
You can blow up their military all day, but you can't take the country, and they've got all of the missiles, short range, medium range, long range,
They've got the artillery. They've got the straight clothes. That's the CIA Pentagon assessment. So I'm not trying to attack Waters or Trump or any of them. You're sitting there, oh, we sunk some boats. Oh, we can do all this. Oh, we've got 50,000 troops and 2,000 Marines. What the frickin' do? The head of the Army said he had 100,000 troops to take straight to Trump. And we'll have 30,000 casualties. And Trump fired his ass. Again, this is crazy town, ladies and gentlemen.
I have never stopped listening to Alex, and Alex has been right every time. Yeah, sure, there was that one thing. But other than that, Alex has been right. He's been dead on about everything, man. The next great world war is here. A nuclear reactor is on fire in the UAE. All right, so that's the first crazy thing. Okay, next up. Now we got Epstein's Zorro Ranch. They're digging. They finally started digging at Zorro Ranch, and here we go.
Investigators are swarming Jeffrey Epstein's notorious New Mexico ranch after an email in the Epstein files claims 2 foreign girls were strangled to death during rough fetish sex. And Epstein ordered the bodies to be buried on the ranch. Like a lot of things in the Epstein files, that report is unconfirmed, but authorities are now searching the property, thousands of acres. The ranch has been a dark mystery for years, and people are finally talking. A New Mexico state rep told the Daily Mail this, quote, "We have people coming forward saying they were drugged, had sex organs and sperm harvested from their bodies, and woke up around medical equipment, not knowing where they were or what happened to them." Investigators are...
It just keeps getting crazier. And things that us conspiracy theorists all told you, once again, just like Charlie said, just wait 6 months. You'll find out. It's all true. Everything. All of it. All of it.
Yeah, Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks is live in Tel Aviv. I'm sure he's got more for us. Trey?
Yeah, guys, good morning. We do start with some breaking news out of the UAE, where officials say that a drone attack against a nuclear power plant caused a fire at a generator on the outskirts of the facility. This is a significant attack and likely conducted by the Iranian regime. It comes as tension continues to rise across the Middle East as the region waits to see if the war will resume in the days ahead. So far, efforts toward a diplomatic solution with Iran have been unsuccessful, with officials in Tehran unwilling to make the necessary concessions to reach a deal. President Trump spoke on his return flight from China, indicating he didn't like the first sentence of the Iranian response to the U.S. peace proposal.
I looked at it, and if I don't like the first sentence, I just throw it away. What was the first sentence? An unacceptable sentence.
Yeah, Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yinks is live in Tel Aviv. I'm sure he's got more for us. Trey?
Yeah, guys, good morning. We do start with some breaking news.
All right. We thought, things were settling down in Iran, but I guess not, right? Every time Marco speaks, I like the guy more and more. I really do. And I didn't know. So May 17th, today, Trump wanted to rededicate America to Jesus, to Christianity. I didn't know why. And I'm pretty sure that's what this video is here. And we got little Marcus Rubius, talking about it.
On this day, 2.5 centuries ago, our forefathers gathered for the second time in as many years for a national day of fasting and prayer. The resolution of the Continental Congress called on the 13 colonies to humble themselves in preparation for the coming war, with true penitence of heart and the most reverent devotion publicly to acknowledge the overruling providence of God. In 3.5 months' time, the colonists would be in open revolt against the most powerful empire in the history of the world. Many, on both sides of the Atlantic, thought their cause was a suicide mission. The founders were not naive men. They knew their lives were on the line. That was the premise of Benjamin Franklin's dark joke after signing the Declaration of Independence, where he said, "We must indeed all hang together, or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately." They had no guarantees of victory. They knew that what they were trying to do had never been done before in human history. but with the dark storm clouds of war looming on the horizon, they did what Christians have always done, across place and time for 2,000 years. They turned their eyes to heaven and placed their fate in the hands of God. It is no coincidence that America, from the very beginning, has occupied a unique and exceptional place in world history. Before the Christian West, most societies, and civilizations for that matter, thought in stagnant cycles: the flooding of the Nile, the return of the rains, the cycle of the harvest. History, for them, was a wheel to nowhere. It turned and turned only to end up back where it began. But our faith calls us outwards into the limitless darkness of the unknown. It tells us to go forth and preach the gospel to the world as a witness unto all nations, unto the ends of the earth. From that command came America. Our nation, more than any other in history, was shaped by this Christian idea. We saw it at work already in 1630, more than a century before the Revolution, when John Winthrop stood on the deck of the Arabella in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and preached a sermon to his fellow Puritan colonists. "We shall be as a city upon a hill," he told them. "The eyes of all people are upon us." That same faith pushed America further to new frontiers. It was the engine of westward expansion. Who will respond to the call from beyond the Rocky Mountains, one reverend wrote in a public message to the American churches in 1833, calling for a wave of missionaries to leave the comforts of civilization and spread the gospel in the wilderness. Countless Americans answered that call. It was the same faith that was at work when Samuel Morse sent the first long-distance telegraph message in 1844. His message was a verse from the book of Numbers: "What hath God wrought?" And on Christmas Eve of 1968, 3 American astronauts orbited the moon. They were the first men in history to witness an Earthrise from lunar orbit, to look back at the blue marble of our home from 250,000 miles away. The world was watching. It was the largest television audience in the history of the world up to that point. And what did they say? They opened the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. This is who we are. It is who we have always been. America is still a young nation measured against the record of history. And from the beginning, we have carried the belief that our country represents something new in the world. But the soul of our nation has always been rooted in an ancient faith.
Man, I'm voting Marco Rubio in 2032 after Trump's third term. But you know, it's good to see this. It really is. This country has taken a turn to the dark side in so many different ways, and not just the country, the whole world, really. And there's rebellions going on all over the world. The UK is standing up against the Islamists, and it's something that needs to happen. But as I say that, you know, I say I'm going to vote for Marco, but they're all part of the same system. It's all part of the same bullshit system. But it's the system we have to work with. And until we're given another option, this is what we got to deal with, you know? I don't know much else to say. I don't have a solution for this stuff. But I do know that if Democrats ever get power again, they're going to destroy this country way worse than Joe Biden ever did. It's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. But it's good to see this. It's good to see Christianity being brought back into the forefront. It keeps people in line, and it's just, I'm sorry, but it's good to see. I had planned for a different show tonight. I thought I was going to get more conspiracy, more funny stuff, but as I searched X, this is the kind of stuff that came up. So I guess this is what the show is supposed to be about today. So if you enjoyed the show today, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. All right.